Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Kat, and today we're going to do a writing/life update video for you real quick. Alright, it's been a while since I posted an actual video, let alone an update video. Like, I'm actually checking when the last video I actually posted was. Over a month ago. Okay. So, I have been in therapy to help me with several things. My chronic anxiety, my depression, and dealing with my chronic illness. Because I cannot exist how I used to exist. I have a diagnosis, and I cannot just pretend I don't. Mainly because I am the type of person where I will not allow myself to pretend I don't, even though I want to. But I've been in therapy, and it's been doing pretty good. I've taken some suggestions that my therapist suggested. One of which is not going shopping alone. So something I realized was I tended to have a depressive dip whenever I went shopping alone. And by this I mean if I went grocery shopping with my mom after one of my appointments, I was fine. But when I went shopping alone to get groceries or to pick up my medication, I had a depressive dip where I would just hyper-focus on reading fan fiction and not really do anything else. There was one weekend where I had absolutely no appetite. The only reason I ate food was because I had to take my medication. If it wasn't for the fact that I had to take medication, I'm certain I would not have eaten that weekend. That was a couple weeks ago, and to be honest, I hope I never do that again. I actually set alarms on my phone again. I used to have alarms set because I'm terrible at remembering to eat. I'm the type of person that even growing up, I would not eat until it was evening, and that's not healthy. But I come by this honestly. My dad is the same way. My stepmom used to get after me and my dad both. She still gets after my dad about it. I was like, can y'all just eat? Type of thing. But there was a weekend where I literally ate the bare minimum. I only ate enough to be able to take my medication. And in all honesty, the Monday of that, because it was like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday thing, that Monday I took a shower. And I took the shower before I ate food. I took a bath/shower. Me as a person who doesn't really like baths, was like, I'm gonna take a bath because my back hurts. Type of thing. And I thankfully noticed that my vision was dimming. It was not because of the lights. I was starting to black out. I managed to keep myself from blacking out. I dropped the temperature because I was overheating basically, or that's what I felt like. So to keep myself awake, I turned the water to cold, and of course I had soap in my hair. To this day, I do not know if I fully got all the soap out of my hair, because I managed to rinse my hair as best as I could in that moment, put a towel on, put a towel on my hair so I didn't dampen everything, because hair holds a lot of water. Even with how much hair I've lost, it holds a lot of water. And then I stumbled to my bedroom and laid on my bed for close to 2 hours to steady myself out again. And then the next day, I set my alarms again to remind myself to eat, because I don't want to do that again. I'm glad that I noticed, and I'm very lucky that I noticed my vision dimming. Otherwise, I would have blacked out in the shower. Home alone. That would have ended very badly. Had I not noticed my vision dimming. But since then, I have been doing really good. I have eaten at least twice a day since. In all honesty, I should eat more, but I don't want to. Because now that I'm feeling so much better, I no longer, like, my normal is eating once a day. And now I once, maybe twice a day. And so I'm having to force myself to eat twice a day. And also part of that is I don't get hungry until I've been awake for hours. And with medication, I need to take it and eat breakfast. I've actually, like, a couple times, that's the wrong box. Um, these stupid iced oatmeal cookies are just enough, with some coffee, that I'm able to take my meds. And then a couple hours later, when I'm actually hungry, I can eat food. But having to eat, like, a full breakfast, like in a couple hours of waking up, don't work with me. But eating these has been helping. Today I actually did have eggs, but all I had was eggs. So there's that. So timers are being set because I'm terrible at remembering to eat. I come by that honestly. I've been like this my whole life. And the thing is, I love to eat. I love food. I really love food. But it's just how I've always been. I also get so, like, I can know that I'm hungry and I get easily distracted by what I'm doing, by tasks I'm doing, and I'll just forget to eat. It's just like when I had a job, I would forget to take my breaks. Like, I would get yelled at or talked to, not yelled at. I'd get talked to because I would forget my breaks. Because I would get into a task and I'm like, I'm working on a task. I'm not stopping this task to go sit down for 15 minutes. Which I learned, bad decision on my part, but hey. So, yeah. So that happened a couple weeks ago. But since then, yeah, I've been doing pretty good. And on after that little episode, I was like, I definitely need to take in the suggestion to not shop alone. Especially since the grocery store that I can get to the easiest is the one I worked at and was fired from. That would also be in part why it causes so many issues, like a depressive episode. Or a depressive dip is what I call them. But my friend who used to be my roommate, you guys might recall her as Peanut Gallery or Caitlin. She's the one who had the little chihuahua. She still has him. He's great, by the way. He's doing great. He has a stupid cowboy hat. That she got him for Halloween. It's cute. But I messaged her and I was like, hey, would you be willing to take me grocery shopping when my food stamps come in? Because I'm super lucky in that I was able to get food stamps while I'm without a job. I am still applying to jobs, by the way. I still have not gotten a job. I've had a couple job interviews, but sadly no job yet. But I'm still trying. But she was like, yeah, in fact, I can take you today and buy you some groceries. This was a couple weeks ago. This was the very beginning of this month, actually. And she was like, I will buy you some groceries. Because I was running out of, like, meat and, like, proteins and stuff. And I was like, I just need a couple of things that will get me to the date that I have food stamps. So she actually bought me some groceries. It wasn't very expensive. She told me not to worry about the amount. And I was like, woman, I'm going to care about the amount because that's just how I am. Like, I was raised broke, okay? I hate spending other people's money. But she was really awesome. And then the day that I got my food stamps, she took me grocery shopping again so that I could get some groceries. And we did a really good job of avoiding going to the place I was fired from. Except that's where my prescriptions go. So I had to go there to get my prescriptions. Which sucks, because I have to go there. It's like, okay. But she took me last week to get my prescriptions, and it was fine. As far as I can tell, I didn't really have a depressive dip. I had just been binge reading fan fiction, by the way, for like 2 weeks because my brain was like, we did a whole bunch of stuff in one day. Girl, you don't need to write right now. I'm like, but I need to be writing. And my brain's like, no, you don't. Let's read fan fiction. Also, I have ADHD and like undiagnosed ADHD specifically. So I'm just like, brain. I've also learned some other things, which I'll get to. So she took me grocery shopping. She took me to the store for that, and she's gonna take me grocery shopping today, actually. So, I'm working on those things. I'm working on them. So I'm working on more consistent eating, especially now that I'm feeling better, and my body's like, hey, we can go back to how it used to be. And I'm just like, do we really want to do that though? Considering we almost blacked out. So I'm doing my best to not do that again. So I'm trying to eat at least twice a day. And I'm also doing my best to not go shopping alone. If I go shopping alone, I'm going to the dollar store, which is around the block, not the mile away to the grocery store. So that is that part of that update. But I am feeling a lot better. I have way more energy again. One thing I am concerned about once I do somehow acquire a job, I say somehow like I'm not applying to a job. I am applying to a job, y'all. Once I do get a job, one thing I'm concerned about potentially is my energy levels. Actually at work. Because I'm going to have to be like, can we start me not working a ton? Especially if it's a job that I have to be standing. That is a thing I'm really concerned about, is my body won't be able to handle like going from no job to full time. So I'm gonna be like, can we just start me at like a small amount of hours? Unless like it's a job that I get to sit down or something, that would be great. If I can find like a remote job, hell yeah. If y'all know of any remote jobs, please let me know. Anybody need a cat? Like, I'm a cat, let's chat. So yeah. There's that. But yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. I'm gonna be probably taking my medication the rest of my life. But that's okay. What else? Oh, so another suggestion that my therapist gave me was to try out spin theory. Which I was like, that sounds nice. I'll try that. I'll check it out. I tried it for like 2 days. Realized I was like, 12 is not enough for me. So now I'm trying out a dice theory for myself. I made up a thing. I'm using dice instead because I like a physical, tangible thing that I can move around. So what I have a bunch of D&D dice. I have 5 different sets, and each set is associated with something else. There is the base set, which just means every single day I have 7 dice to give. I might use up all those dice just taking my meds and eating food, but I still have those dice. And then I actually, out of 7, will rate myself physically, mentally, socially, and emotionally. I am working on this, okay? This is a work in progress. Hopefully I will keep you guys updated with it. Today I actually combined it with some journaling because I'm trying to figure out, like, physically I can figure out pretty quickly where I'm at out of 7. But as a person who has resisted and ignored their mental health and their physical health for years, also a person who up until a couple of years ago was really bad at recognizing their emotions, this is going to be a learning curve. So I'm gonna try and come up with some ways for me to determine where I am at on the scale between 0 and 7, emotionally, socially, and mentally. Mentally, that's more along the line, well, emotionally, that's more like my anxiety and depression area. The social one is kind of like, do I want to talk to people today? Could I handle talking to people today? Do I want to talk to people but I can't actually handle it today type of situation? I gave myself a 5 in that category, by the way. And then, like, mentally, it's like, can I actually mentally handle stuff? Could I handle writing? Could I handle reading? Like, could I actually handle mental work? Because I figure there are going to be days where I can handle mental work, but I can handle physical work. So like I could write, I could sit there and write, but I wouldn't be able to clean, type of thing. So I'm working on that, and one of those ways that I'm determining that stuff is journaling. Also, through the journaling, I'm hoping to document and write down any symptoms I have. When I say symptoms, I mean like I had heartburn and some intestinal twinges today. And I felt that the intestinal twinges might have just been my intestines working. In all honesty, who knows? Because I'm trying to learn how to understand my body and my own mental and physical health. So by taking notes of that, I can actually like in the future be like, well, I've these types of things have happened before. Type of thing. Also documenting it and then looking at where I rated myself, like on my capabilities for that day, will help me like determine later in future times of like I overrated or underrated where I was at for that day, type of thing. So I'm attempting, let's call it dice, spoon theory plus dice, is what I'm doing. So yeah. And then on a writing standpoint, let's actually get to that. Look at this pretty notebook. Okay. So I have in here a plan for the publishing of stuff on Vella. I also have it marked on here where the end of each book should be at. And I'm not on schedule with where I want to be, but that's okay. That is okay. I can get it caught up. That's fine. Once I'm figure out a system for myself properly. And I have written / edited over 10,000 words this month. I actually was gonna try and do basically like a nano this month. At this time, that has not happened. But September is the last month of the third quarter, and I would like to have one of my books done by the end of the month. It's the 21st, y'all. I have 9 days. 9 days to finish one of my books. Let's see if I can do that shit. It's a goal. So I want to do this stuff, but I have basically if I have 3 years worth of content, by the way, if I can actually get with this schedule. I have 9 years of Kindle Vella content. Okay, that she could have. Okay, and this really pretty notebook therapy journal. So yeah, I have chapter 13 for Blood Rain written, handwritten, sitting right here. I just have to finish typing it up. For Shadow, I need to write chapter 17, and I'm trying to decide if I'm just gonna straight write it and type it at the same time, or I might handwrite it and then type it. I don't know yet. I'm not sure. Especially since I don't know. So, logistically, if you look at where I am at in each book, right at this moment, it looks like Shadow would be the one that I should throw all my focus in and finish by the end of the month. But also, that's not how my brain works. For all we know, I could finish them both. That'd be ridiculous, but I could. Also, I might do some skits on Shorts and TikTok, because I was I really want to find something to do that's a creative outlet that isn't specifically writing, but still kind of writing, that will allow myself to just kind of have fun with stuff. And one of the writing ideas I have, I could probably turn into skits, right? So I do have a couple of scripts written for that. And I jokingly said once, and messaged this to my mother and my sisters, biggest mistake of my life apparently, was if you come across a pink snake plushie, I want one, don't ask questions. My sister bought me one. Did not inform me she bought me one, but she bought me one and it had arrived in my apartment and in this tiny little package, right? It was like this big, okay? It's not little. It wraps around me, it's giant, and it's amazing. But my sister bought me the pink snake plushie, so now I have to make the skits. So I guess y'all have some weird, terrible acting to look forward to, because I'm probably a terrible actress. I've never actually acted. But I want to do these skits to let my inner child out. And I mentioned to my therapist that I was thinking about doing this. She's like, do it. It's going to be amazing. She's like, do it. That's a great way to let my inner child out and to let myself have fun. Because I'm really bad at just letting myself have fun. And you know what? I need to let myself have fun. So I don't know when those are going to start appearing. I need to record them yet. But stupid little skits might be happening. So it's been like 21 minutes, by the way, that I've been ranting at y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Plus the sprint's almost over that I'm doing. If you like my content, could you give me a like? If you want more stuff from me, you can subscribe here on YouTube. Also, if you like live streams, I do them here on YouTube, but I also do them over on Twitch at twitch.tv/CatLeoWriting. It's linked in my link tree down below. Also, I do have some Amazon affiliate links down below if you want to check those out. That'd be awesome. If you want to read my Kindle Vella stuff, but you don't want to use Kindle Vella, but you still also want to support me, you can support me on Ko-fi and Patreon, where I post the chapters behind a paywall, because you need to put stuff behind a paywall. Guidelines and crap from Amazon. I can post to Ko-fi and Patreon the Kindle Vella chapters as long as it's behind a paywall. It's as little as $1. And all the chapters should be there. I do still need to get all of the chapters for Shadow up, but hey, all of BloodRayne that is currently up and available is available over on Ko-fi and Patreon, also linked in my link tree. Have a great rest of your day. Bye! Hopefully I'll do videos soon.